Welcome to another great video. You can see Kevin and I have a guest today, Adam Buss, joining us. We're going to be talking, travel. Specifically, you're retired. Lots of folks in retirement, they want to travel, Kevin. They want to see Canada. They want to see other parts of the world, which is perfectly fine. But you need to make sure you have some coverage. You need to make sure you don't have any pitfalls that can throw your retirement plan off track. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, and I guess the biggest question that everybody wants to know is, well, why do we need travel insurance? Do we have to have it? Is it something that, is going to replace a whole bunch of stuff? Or is it just an extra cost that I don't need when I go down to Florida?
Yeah. Ask the insurance person about insurance, Kevin. Good job.
The answer is always get insurance, Kevin. That's always the
Yes.
answer from the insurance person, right?
That's
just
good.
like anything in life, right? It's what risks do you want to cover? Insurance is always about risk management. And what is the risk of something happening, an unforeseen cost and expense that's going to come up that may throw a wrench into your other plans. You spend all this time planning the vacation, maybe going through a travel agent, worried about, how do I get there? How do I enjoy? What am I going to spend all my free time on? This is something else, right? How do you make sure that your vacation continues to go as much according to plan as possible? And in the event that there is an unexpected medical emergency or the airline loses your bag, because that never happens, right, Kevin?
I know. Just looking at that stat over there, it's 77%. I mean, 3 out of every 4 bags. No wonder I never have anything when I'm on vacation.
Yeah. So travel insurance is just, again, designed for that extra peace of mind that should something unexpected happen while you're on vacation, such as a medical emergency, at least you don't have a very large, uncomfortable bill to pay as a result of it. There are some stats here on the screen. $14,000 the average cost of a stay in the U.S. hospital. I'm going to say that's also rather cheap on the grand scheme of things for how big bills can get at a U.S. hospital specifically. But I mean, you'll get a bill if you're in the U.S. You'll get a bill if you're outside of Manitoba traveling. You'll get a bill if you're elsewhere internationally. It can add up quite quickly. And do you want to have to say, I need to take out an extra $250,000 for my investments just to pay a hospital bill? I mean, that's gonna throw most people's retirement plans out of whack as a result of that. And I'd rather use that money towards a vacation for quite a few more years in retirement versus having just to pay a hospital bill.
Exactly. Understandable. And in the slide there, you had some data that looked at some of the scary stats of what happens if you have to go to the hospital in the U.S. without coverage. But many folks, I imagine, are thinking, well, what if I travel in Canada, right? We're not leaving the country. It's not a different health system. We're just going from one province to the other. Do we still need travel insurance in that situation, Adam, if you're traveling inside of Canada?
Again, you're really good at asking the insurance guy if insurance is needed. So the answer obviously is yes. I mean, it is encouraged to get insurance when you're traveling out of province or out of country, as not everything is billed at the same rate. So if I travel to another province and let's say, I need to go to the hospital or go see a doctor, the province of Manitoba may cover me up until the equivalent amount that I would if I saw that same individual in the province. So if another province is charging more, I might not have full coverage. I might have partial coverage, but I might still have a bill that I have to pay at the end of the day. I don't have any numbers as to how much that would cost. When you're buying travel insurance, you're also specifying, am I traveling in Canada? Am I traveling in to the United States, or am I traveling to another international destination? Because the rates do change based on that. Because I would suspect the insurance company finds there's a little less risk also if you're traveling in Canada, especially if you're already covered under provincial healthcare providers.
So it could be a little cheaper within Canada, but you could get peace of mind and full coverage, even if you're just staying within our border.
Yeah, and always, assessing what are your individual risks, what's your family's risks if something was to happen. Obviously, we hope with most insurance coverages, it's the biggest waste of money you're ever going to spend on, because we want you to go and enjoy your vacation. We want you to have a good time. We want you to come back healthy and not injured either, right? Come back in one piece, and you've wasted money on travel insurance. Fantastic. Means you had a good trip and everything went according to plan.
Exactly.
But we all know plans don't always go according to plan.
That's right. And since we are talking to the insurance guy, we might as well make it an insurance question. Travel insurance, obviously, you can do it in Canada, you can do it internationally, the US. Now, are there different types of coverage, like not specifically for countries, but also, different plans that we can deal with?
Yeah, there is a variety of different plans that we can pull from. So there's single trip, there's, multi-trip, all inclusive, such as, trip cancellation, baggage, flight accident insurance. So again, there is a variety of different things you can do. If you say, I want to buy a plan that allows me to travel as many 30-day trips as I want to in a year, you could do a multi-trip plan. Or if you just say, I'm probably not traveling that much, I'll just buy a one-off. I mean, there is that exists as well, which is certainly the more popular one. People get the coverage when they need it. We're electing the specific days that they want to travel for and the destination that they're going to. And then they have the coverage in place when they leave. There's also something called a Travel 80 plan, which if you purchase it prior to the age of 65, again, it's a multi-trip plan, but you're locking in your health and your premium at that point in time as well, typically. Okay. I mean, always check on the pre-existing condition clauses of any policy that you have, just to make sure there is no unexpected surprises.
Yeah, and there's lots of questions when it comes to this topic. And as you're mentioning in your answer there's quite a bit of nuance. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not a simple answer. Everyone needs to get this. It very much comes down to your specific situation, like lots in the financial planning world. So please reach out. If you have questions about your financial plan or about travel within your financial plan, let us know. Chat with ClintonandKevin.com. That also includes Adam. So even though it says Clinton and Kevin, fill in the form, send it to us. If it's an Adam-related question, Adam will certainly get back to you and answer whatever query that you do have. And one more quick topic here, Adam, you mentioned pre-existing conditions. You mentioned you have to apply for this coverage. Why don't you comment on that?
Sure. I mean, the simple policy, if, based on your age and the number of days that you're traveling, you may not have any health questions potentially that you have to go through. However, there is pre-existing condition clauses on most insurance policies, whether it be your coverage that you have through work, whether it be a group plan that you have. You do want to just check as to what that condition clause is. Some say that you have to be stable of certain no changes in your medical situation for a 3-month window. Some are longer, some are 9 months, some are 6 months. So again, you do want to just double check it to make sure there are no surprises. And have you been stable for any conditions that you have to make sure that those are covered? Depending on how long you're going for, what your age is, there may also be health questions that apply when you want to get travel insurance coverage. And this isn't necessarily the full-blown underwritten policy. This is just saying, okay, based on your age and time that you're going for, there is a series of health questions that they do want some answers on. So again, we can go through all that over the phone or in person, whatever your preference is, just to make sure that those answers are done correctly. If there is major health concerns and you do want to say, I do have pre-existing conditions, I'm worried that I'll get the coverage and something happens, I might not get paid out if something happens as a result of this illness. You can also get it underwritten. So you can say, phone up the insurance company, they'll do a full application, they'll look at my medical history, medications I'm on, etc., and then they'll let me know if I'm actually approved for coverage to go traveling. So that way you have full peace of mind when you do go out of province or out of country.
Yeah, I should mention what we have on the screen here. This is an example questionnaire. This is from Manulife. Your exact questionnaire might look a little different, but gives you an idea of the definitions that would be in place when it comes to pre-existing conditions and some of the questions that you may have to go through when you apply for travel insurance. We've got other videos on this, Kevin. We've actually had a whole webinar on health benefits, which includes not just travel insurance, but other pieces of that. I imagine that's on the screen somewhere. Well, we'll put it somewhere. It'll be floating on the screen. So you want to click on that video, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care, everyone.
Take care.